So just learned how to hustle. Wound up going to prison for attempted murder, armed robbery, doing a 10-year bid. That's when I got introduced to like financial literacy. I'm in a cell with this dude, white guy, and he was just like, I guess that was his first time seeing like that many black people at one time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and really and truly, like you think that should be normal, but he was like, man, y'all playing the wrong game, man. Like, and like at first that it like caught me off guard. I was like, what? Like, cause all we know is the game. That's all we know. You know what I'm saying? I done stopped going to school at 16. Like, all I know is the game. And so I was just like, well, if it's the wrong game, then why the hell you in here with me? Like, what game you playing? Right? Evidently, you playing the same game I'm playing. But he was like, nah. He was like, so what you in here for? So, like, in New Orleans, so if you have a red band, like, your band tell you what you in jail for. So I had a red band, which means attempt murder,
like a violent
robbery,
crime.
Kidnapping. So, like, if you got an orange band, that means you on a drug charge. Unless you got $1 million bond, so then you'll get a red band. Or if you're in the feds, you'll get a red and white band. So he had a red and white band. So kind of like when you're in the state jail, if you're looking at somebody with a red and white band, you kind of be like, damn, like he knows some shit I don't know. Like federal shit, like a hierarchy or some shit. You know
that means you're important.
Yeah, like damn, like what you know. So I saw the band. So he was just like, you in here for attempt murder on robbery, you looking at 0 to 99. He was like, I'm in here for embezzlement. He embezzled $2.8 million. Paid $800,000 restitution, kept $2 million, did 18 months.
They let him keep the $2 million?
He kept it. That's just how it works on a point system. And the guy said,
in a scale, I was
in
like,
the fed. So that kind of like took my head, like damn, like, well, let me learn how to play that game. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me play that because I don't need to be. I'm hustling backwards. If that's what you got going on, you know what I'm saying? So during that time period, we was in a hole for like maybe 45 days together. And so he just started talking to me about financial literacy, like telling me how like you hustling, you selling dope, you robbing, you jacking, like that shit is pennies. You know what I'm saying? And then in my mind, I'm like, damn, I'm 16. I ain't never really truly met a successful hustler. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all of us gonna end up to the same fate. Like you gonna go to jail, you gonna get knocked. Like you accept that. You just trying to see how long you can get a run. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn, that's crazy. And in my mind, I started telling myself like, damn, if he do 18 months, shit, he could go back, do that shit again, come back, they might give him 8 years, but he leave with $5 million this time. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm playing a numbers game in my head. Like I'm just playing survival, but I'm playing survival on the next level. Like how can I get out the streets? So he was just like, man, like, and wealthy people do like 3 things with their money, man. They stop trading time for money, they start making their money work for them, and they start giving value to people. I ain't learned the value to people part till later on in the game. But I had never heard that shit before. Like, that shit was like Spanish to me. And so he started telling me that, you know, wealthy people invest in stocks because it's the easiest thing to do with your money. Invest in other businesses, right? The hardest thing to do is build $1 billion business. The easiest thing to do is invest in one. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Right. So when he told me that, he was like, then you start a business, then you invest in real estate. So I started doing the same thing. All right, cool. Let me, you know, after I came home from the pen, I started getting into stocks using trap money. You know what I'm saying? Caught another charge because at the end of the day, you got an idea how you going to make money. Like, I had this idea, like, all right, I'm going to use this market, I'm going to do this, but you still got to get bread. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you still got to get cash to put in that shit. So, and then, so people always tell you, like, get a job and all that, and that's cool, but it's hard to tell somebody who's been hustling to go get a job. Just like it's hard to tell an entrepreneur to go get a job. Like, I'm going to do everything I can not to do it, but nothing against working because you need people working jobs.
But I just want to work for myself.
But I just want to handle my own because hustling teach me how to hold my own and bet on myself. So my dude got kicked in, and I just saw myself in the same situation. Like, damn, like I'm back in this shit again. And one of the things that really caught me was when the people came kick my door in, I had the stock market on TV. And the cop really tells me, you got to be a stupid MF to be watching this and doing this. Like, that shit hit me in my heart. Like, I felt like an asshole. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn. Because I'm watching the money play, but I ain't, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just came to a point where like, all right, let me try something different. You know what I'm saying? So I started using some money I had from just hitting licks and shit. Like, all right, let me start investing in shit in the stock market. Let me start using it. I started doing ironwork, which I built the Falcon Stadium. I built some of the Cowboy Stadium, built power plants and shit. I was making some good money, like $2,000-$3,000 a week. I was like, all right, let me use this shit to invest in the stock market. Then I was teaching my homies in the street, you know, just basic shit like, yo, we wear Nikes, we wear Timberlands, we wear Fendi's and shit, like all that shit on the stock market. You know, and my partner and them like, that ain't no shit we never heard before. So he's like, what? Man, you tripping. So then I was saying, all right, well, check this out. If you go do a bid, you got to come home, you got to ask somebody to put you on. Or somebody got to give you something. What if you put your money in the market and then you came home and now you got money? Like, that was a bell ringer for me, because when I called my charge, they froze everything but the money I had in the stock market. They stopped everything but that. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like, that told me they don't even play me to be that smart. They don't even play me for that. You know what I'm saying? So then I was telling my homies, like, all right, well, what if you get smashed? You know, this could happen. What you leaving your kids behind? Like, nah. Another trapper gonna take care of your kid. You know what I'm saying? At least leave them some bread. Like, don't just let this shit be for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not never telling you to get out the street, but learn to leverage them. You know what I'm saying? Like, have an escape plan, my nigga. Everybody ain't gonna be the plug. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna be the connect. Like, so how do we get out this shit, right?
Right.
So that's how all this shit started, man. Like, and I just kept learning, because the shit remind me of the streets so much. Even when you look at America is just one gangster. Canada is one gangster. China is a gangster. It's different hoods. It's different people trying to take this bitch over. The same thing in the street. I'm trying to go to your hood and do this. If Bank got a hood, I'm trying to come off a little bit of. If I ain't strong enough, I got to pay Bank draft. That's the same thing happening in America. If you want to sell some shit over here, you got to pay me a tariff. That's draft.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You paying a hustle over here. Right? So when I started saying that, man, this shit just like the streets. It ain't no different. Only thing, they get to really sit back and build wealth and, like, not go to prison. Right. And not get killed. I'm like, nah, we got to play this game. And then I started understanding, oh, we playing the wrong game. Like, instead of us being the pawns on the table, let's go be the rook, the knight, the king, the bishop. Like, let's move this shit the way we can move it. Let me as a man start saying, I could be a father, I could be a grandfather, I could live to see 40. Like, I ain't got to go, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how this shit got into, that was me before the Wall Street Trap.
So for somebody, for a black person that's just don't know shit about stocks, don't care about it, not interested, whatever the case may be. I mean, what would you, like, how do we even spark the interest for those people other than the fact that you can make money? Because you can also lose money too, right? Yeah.
So I think one thing is they need to be interested. Like, streets is a dying game, man. Like,
not dying, that shit dead.
Yeah, shit, you know, it's like, that shit ain't it, yo. You know what I'm saying? And then even though the dudes who taught us the game, that's what they knew, right? So it was a lack of knowledge starting from the head. There's no excuse not for somebody not to say, I want to learn how to invest, I want to learn how to build. There's no reason for that shit now, right? So now I think the first thing you do for me is, like, educate. Like, education is the leverage to life, yo. Fact. If we look at even from the lowest point, if you go work a job, the person who knows the least get paid the less, right? So if you work at McDonald's, the janitor don't know that much, so he gonna get paid the less. But the person who work on the fries and the burgers, they gonna get paid more than the janitor. But the shift manager know more than both of them, so the shift manager gonna get paid more. But the person who run the store gonna get paid more than them. But the owner of the business, so the knowledge is the leverage to life. Real talk, right? So if we gotta get comfortable with saying, I don't know some shit, I gotta learn some shit. We gotta stop using that shit as an excuse. We only 3 generations from not being able to learn how to read. Like, we 3 generations from that shit. Yeah. Like, we ain't that far from, like, yo, you know how to read? Nah, you gotta go. Like, knocking you off. Right? That shit was 3 generations. That shit is not long. You feel what I'm saying? So, you feel like, we 3 generations from that shit. Right. So I think the first thing we need to do, man, is understand the importance of this game. Right? Like, understand that. And then saying, okay, like, how do I get in it? Right? It's either something simple as, like, investing, like I said, like, investing in shit you know just to get started. Right? Like, you don't gotta, your first investment ain't gotta be the one that make you a millionaire. It ain't gonna happen. But what happens is, if we build the repetition, we make that shit a habit. Like, for me, like, when I was hustling, like, even before I even got my re-up, yo, like, I was like, all right, let me invest this money right here. Real talk, right? At basic, like, let me make some shit work for me, right? And so we start learning that, like, just the shit you every day. So if you wear Louis Vuitton, if you like Fendi, if you like Dior, that shit on the stock market, LVMH. Right, Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy, dude, the second richest man in the world.
What's the guarantee way though? Like,
so
the nigga just starting out.
So that's it. So the best way is to invest in what's called, like, ETFs. or index fund. So an ETF is like an exchange traded fund. So it's like saying, this the easiest way I can say it. So let's say you go to the store and you say, like, you want to get some cereal, right? Or you want to get some potato chips. But you know on the potato chip aisle, they got all the potato chips. They also got crackers. They got pistachios. They got all like shit like that, snacks and shit, right? Well, the ETF is you saying, I don't know which one of them I want to get, so I'm going to buy the whole aisle, right? So an ETF is a collection of stocks that's made the same way. So if you like technology, or if you like banks, right, you can buy an ETF called XLF, right? What that is, you have all the banks, Chase, a Bank of America, you know, all the big banks, right? If you like technology, you can buy an ETF that'll have Apple, Microsoft, you know, all those big businesses. So now that's safe for you, right? And you're now investing in one industry that you like.